Good morning. We are going to start day 2 of From the Telegraph to the Internet. Let's start by looking at our team cooperation goal. It is still complete tasks. So when you complete tasks, you make sure that your work is complete and you're checking over any rubrics to make sure that you are successful and you're sharing your ideas when you complete your tasks. We are still looking at predicting, and we're going to look at R controlled vowels. And for our writing, we're going to be writing a summary paragraph. Okay, let's go over our words. So you should have your vocabulary paper. And we are looking at day 2 here. So let me turn this around. So as we go through them, think if I know it, I'm going to put a plus. If I'm not sure, I'm going to put a question mark. Okay, so our first word is studied. Studied means to learn about. In math class, we studied how to add long numbers. Okay. Patterns is series, shape, or design. Together, the stars make a heart-shaped pattern in the sky. And here's a picture of a pattern. We have inventor. Inventor is someone who does something in a new way. The inventor works on new ideas that will change the world. Okay, and then attached. Attached means connected or hooked. The flag is attached to the flagpole with a rope. The next one is instant. Instant means very quick time. My calculator adds long numbers in an instant. It's so fast. Popular, well liked, enjoyed by many. Many people love the book by the popular author. Then we have types. Types means kinds or sorts. The fruit market sells many types of fruit from around the world. And here's a picture of different types of fruit. Okay, the next one is ordinary. Ordinary just means regular or usual. On ordinary days, I ride the bus to school, but on special days, Dad takes me. So make sure you're filling in row 2 if you're at home, plus if you know the word, question mark if you're still unsure. Okay, so let's look at the idea tree that we worked on yesterday. So far, we have been talking about tools we use to communicate. We talked about communication now and then, and we said to communicate means to pass information. We use the telephone, email, and cell phone to communicate today. They used letters in the 1850s to mail. They used letters in the 1850s and they mailed them, and it could take days to travel. And then we came up with the main idea of page 38 as early machines, the telegraph. We have dots and dashes to voice the telephone through the air from the telephone to the radio. And then we're going to fill this one in here in a minute. So think about what we've been reading so far and try to make a prediction. Yesterday, we began reading about some early ways that people communicated. People often wrote letters, but a letter took a long time to reach another person. Inventions like the telegraph and Morse code, telephones, and radios made sending messages or news quicker. Let's see what predictions I can make about this section of text using the clues on the page. So we're going to look at this page real quick. Here we go. Let me look at page 41. Okay, so if I look at this page, I can see that the heading is Sight to Sound, Inventing the Television. I think the page might be about how televisions were invented. I also see some photographs on the page. One is of a kid watching television. Another is a remote control changing a television station. I can use clues on the page to make a prediction. Okay, so let's talk about a question from yesterday. How do you use a telephone differently from Morse code? The telephone sends sounds over wires. All right, I am going to read to you page 41 for your listening comprehension. Sight to sound, inventing the television. Imagine life without your favorite TV show or without the news. How would you know what is going on in the world? Until the 1930s, everyone used radios and telephones to get information. During the heyday of radio, or its most important time, scientists worked on something new. They knew sounds could be sent without wires. Maybe pictures could be sent too. Some of their ideas failed, others led to new ideas. Then in 1927, it happened. A telephone company and the US government sent and received the first television picture. This was only the beginning. It wasn't long before television became the most popular way for people to keep in touch with the world around them. So on this, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my main idea on the idea tree that we had already started. So we're going to add to where it says page 41. We're just going to add the main idea of the selection, which is sound to sight, inventing the television. So, and if you need to pause here to write it in, that would be fine. So I'm just going to add some details to this particular one. I added scientists wanted to send pictures wirelessly. The first picture was sent wirelessly in 1927. Became more popular than radio. And like I said, if you need to pause here to fill that in, that's fine. All right, so let's look at our questions that we're going to have today. All right, so the first one's going to be, what prediction did you make about the text before reading, and what clues did you use to make this prediction? On this question, you're actually going to make a prediction after you read page 42. So it's before you get to page 43, but after you read the first page that you're going to read on your own, which is 42. So then make your prediction, and then make sure you cite evidence of the clues you use to make your prediction. Number 2 says, what does the E in email stand for? Number 3 says, is the email the only form of communication you can use on the internet? Why or why not? So this is a yes or no, and then you have to cite evidence from the text of why or why not. And then number 4, you can tell landline or ordinary phones are not as popular anymore because A, you should not use them in a movie theater. B, some people only have cellular phones. C, you can get hurt by talking on the phone while walking. Or D, they use wires instead of signals from towers. Okay, so on your own, you're going to read page 42, and then you're going to make that prediction. And then you're going to continue to read to page 45. And while doing so, you are going to make another idea tree. So let's set that up now. Okay, so as we know, the bottom is the topic, and then the things that come out from it are the main ideas. So I'm going to make 4 circles on this one. And then I'm going to write the page numbers. So this one is page 42, page 43, page 44, and page 45. And then as you read, you're going to write the main ideas in each one. So you can pause here and then read and then come back. Okay, so hopefully you have filled in each of the page's main ideas. If you need to pause here to get those, you can do that. I'm going to share my screen so we can look at. Actually, I'm going to make a separate video for our word power.